the team would have seen that they've been here the entire week to prepare for his arrival and address for you today. Unfortunately, he had an emergency to attend to in Gauteng and couldn't travel this side. So sending his apologies, and I'm going to read his speech because the speech was prepared as it is, so that I do not add a comma or a full stop or a word, so that it becomes, or subtract. So I'm not going to even subtract anything from the speech that is here, that has been prepared. Program Director, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Honorable Shelley Bochwe, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Ms. Mamoloko Kubai. You see, because he was going to read it. I'm proving that that's what it was going to be. Members of the Judiciary, Head of the SIU, Advocate Mutibi, Head of our Public Protector and Head of our institution, Advocate Kalega, and many other representatives that are here, heads of Commonwealth Africa anti-corruption agencies, representatives of law enforcement agencies in Commonwealth, representatives of international bodies, representatives of civil society organizations, academia and legal fraternities, members of the diplomatic community, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to address this gathering of heads of anti-corruption agencies from across African Commonwealth countries. It is a category of crime that is constantly evolving. It has become far more complex and sophisticated, particularly in the age of generative AI, deepfakes, fraudulent websites, and other technological tools. Law enforcement agencies therefore need to evolve, adapt, and keep up with trends in rapidly changing terrain. We are all keenly aware that corruption is not purely an issue of criminality. Corruption is an economic issue. The UN estimates that some 5% of the world's GDP is lost to corruption every year. The International Monetary Fund estimates that if all countries were to reduce corruption, they could gain an estimate of $1 trillion in loss as a social issue. It undermines trust in institutions, in governments, in the rule of law, and in democracy itself. Every year, trillions of dollars are lost to corruption, bribery, embezzlement, and illicit financial flows. This is money that could be used to fund social development. Corruption holds back progress and dashes opportunity. Corruption is not a victimless crime. It is not something that happens in dark corners between individuals that has no bearing on the lives of ordinary citizens or businesses. Its effects are widespread, insidious, and far-reaching. Global networks of corruption exploit vulnerabilities in the international banking systems to launder money that often ends up financing other crimes, including terrorism. For this reason, cross-border cooperation is key. Effective international collaboration requires that countries have strong anti-corruption policies frameworks and that they build institutions that have integrity and capabilities. Domestic laws and practices need to reflect the global standards set out in multilateral agreements. Countries need to place a premium on compliance with international instruments. This alignment enhances cooperation, promotes consistency, and strengthens frameworks for preventing and combating corruption. Over the last few years, South Africa has been working to build a strong, robust institutional framework for combating corruption. An important part of this work has been to build effective networks of cooperation between our institutions and with social partners. Our Financial Intelligence Center is one of these institutions. It is mandated to identify the proceeds of crime and works with private sector and public agencies to combat financial crime through analysis and information sharing. The work of the Financial Intelligence Center is testament to the power of collaboration between government and the private sector in combating corruption. We have established a partnership between government and business to bolster the forensic capabilities of the Directorate of Priority Crime Investigation within our police service. The fight against corruption must necessarily include all sectors of society, whether it is the banking sector, broad businesses, academia, research institutions, community forums, and civil society, including our media. As we build a broad social front against corruption, we need to recognize the value of free, diverse, and independent media. It is often the media that shines a light on acts of corruption that would otherwise not have seen the light of the day. As anti-corruption agencies, we need to see the media as partners, not as our adversaries. South Africa remains committed to strengthening the capacity of its institutions to fight corruption. The launch by our Special Investigating Unit of an Anti-Corruption and Cyber Academy is a recognition that capable and committed people are the most potent weapon against corruption. The Academy offers training in areas such as cyber forensics, open source intelligence, cryptocurrency investigations, and beneficial ownership. I encourage the heads of anti-corruption agencies represented at this conference to participate in this project and to share their expertise to enhance our collective capacity to combat corruption and financial crimes. Winning the war on corruption in Africa necessitates that we deepen our international collaboration. The reality is that not all countries have the same resources and expertise to fight corruption. We therefore need an agile mindset when it comes to joint investigations and sharing of knowledge and expertise. Sharing intelligence and coordinating law enforcement actions across borders increase the chances of successful prosecution for corruption. If one country lacks strong anti-corruption capabilities, it is important that the other country, through forums such as this, extends the necessary support. Unless we are able to support each other, we run the risk of some countries becoming sanctuaries for the corrupt and their ill-gotten gains. We therefore commend the Association of Heads of Anti-Corruption Agencies of Commonwealth Africa for its commitment to sharing expertise, conducting joint investigations, and providing mutual legal assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, through the G20 Anti-Corruption Working Group, which is chaired by our Special Investigating Unit, South Africa is seeking to drive global efforts to combat corruption, promote transparency, and enhance accountability. Let us work together in pursuit of an Africa free of corruption, an Africa in which there is development, in which economic growth is inclusive and sustainable, and where the potential of every African man, woman, and child is realized. Our progress as a continent depends on our success in curbing and ultimately ending the crime of corruption that is perpetrated against the people of Africa. Working together, I am certain that we will be able to succeed, and I've received a report that the work that we have done throughout the week has been quite fantastic and successful. With that, thank you very much for being part of this and visiting South Africa, and enjoy part of visiting and staying in South Africa. I thank you.
Thank you very much. As you might have heard, these are the words of the President of the Republic of South Africa, as they are. Therefore, we might not have heard him in person, but he has spoken to all of us. Thank you very much. That will then bring us to the end of this session, but before we do that, I have announcements that I need to make, and then we can prepare ourselves to go to Robben Island after this. The first announcement that we have, we had asked you yesterday to bring your scarves and take a picture with the President. We are going to do that. We are still going to continue to do that. We're going to take a picture with the representative of the President. with your scarves, the heads of agencies must come up the stairs with the minister. We quickly do a picture, and then from there, the next announcement is about